In this instance, we're going to talk about how to add sound effects in a couple common ways. So it's not really that it's a big challenging process, but I'll just quickly show you how to do it. So let's get into the world here, and I'll show you how I added the theme song music to Mario. So first of all, you're going to need to upload it into your sounds folder. So I have a few sounds I'll show you how to connect here, and that's just a few that I've got from some different websites along the way. Here's a few places where you might want to track down some sound. I mean, of course, you can just do a Google search for, that's how I found Mario's theme song. But there is a site here that, well, I'll show you a couple that are nice because you don't actually have to log in or sign up for an account. Oops. Just have to get the Wi-Fi going. But most of the sites that you're going to find will require you to sign up, and of course they're going to store your email info and sell that. That's how they make the website run. So you're welcome to sign up for what you think is going to be worthwhile, but of course it's not necessary. I'll try to show you a few sites here to get around that. Okay, so now we got the internet up. So here's Sound Bible. I'll let you rip through and see what you want, but again, this is a place where you can just download it as you find it. I'll show you a couple other sites just so you know and have them handy for your reference. So Pacific Digital Video has some more free sounds in it. If you add sounds to the URL here, you'll actually be able to access their free sound effects. There's a fairly big catalog there too. FlashKit's another place you can go for sound effects. Again, no accounts. You can just download them as you find them. So you can look through and see what kind of sound effects might be useful for you. FlashKit has a lot of other stuff in it too, but for now anyways, that's, you can look cartoon, mechanical, domestic. I'll let you on your own time figure out what it is that you might need. And the last one that I dug up for you is here. And this has free sounds in it again. And I'm not telling you those sites I just shared with you are the best ones. I'm just telling you that they are free. You don't have to sign up for an account. But otherwise, how you choose to go about finding your sounds is up to you. But you're going to need some if that's where you're going in your game. So let's get back to Greenfoot here. And let's talk about, here I'll just put this up for you so you can see in case there's any of those links that you want to refer to. Okay, so those are the places that I was referring to for sound. Now let's tie it into our game. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a sound. So private, static, final, Greenfoot, Greenfoot sound. And I'm calling it the theme song. And I believe mine's an MP3. Sorry, it's actually a theme song. And where we're going to use this is there's a couple methods that you might not have known about. Again, I'd refer you to the documentation if that's what you wanted to see. So it's in the Greenfoot world. And I'll just bring them up so you know about them. So I'll go Greenfoot API, and I'll type in, maybe I can get there right away with world. And so started and stopped are the two methods I was going to show you. So started is a method that's called as soon as it's begun execution, and stopped is when somebody hits the pause button. So those are helpful because that's what we're going to tie the sound to. So I'm going to go here and say, so public void started. And because this is one that the world uses, and the world is my parent class, we'll get into this a bit deeper later, but this is something special in Java. You're getting all that stuff for free. That's one of the reasons that Greenfoot functions the way it does and so quickly, is that you're borrowing all the code that's already been written for you. So one good habit is that you make sure, if you're going to borrow it, and if there's anything that the world needs to do when it gets started, that you still give it a chance. This overwrites the method, So this ignores anything that used to happen. This then says go to my parent, the superclass, and do whatever it used to. And here all I'm going to do is say theme.play. And in this case, there's a couple options, and it's going to be the loop that I want. So now when I begin the game, that's what will happen. And similarly, maybe I'll do a quick copy paste here. If somebody pauses it, I don't want it to keep running in the background, so I'll do a stopped, which again is from the world class. So I'll make sure that the world still has a chance to do what it needs to. But now I'm going to actually say pause. So that way the music will run with the run and the pause key. So let's just have a look. We'll give this a try. Oops, sorry, that should just be a Greenfoot sound. There we go. So if we were to put the sound in the constructor, then it would start playing now because we just built the world, but we haven't actually run it. So that's one common problem, is people don't want the music going until we push this button. So I believe there's a couple seconds delay, but if I start running it, it should start pretty quickly here. And when I hit the pause, it's actually paused. I can resume. So whatever theme music you want to add to the background of your game, that's how you do it for the background. Now we're going to talk about some special effects. So let's quickly bring you back so you can see the ones I was doing. It was the explosion and the kick. So let's go add the explosion to the fireball. And the logic I'm going to add to this is when the explosion starts. So if frame is 1, explosion just started, then that's when I want the sound to begin. Because at frame 0, that's the fireball just sort of running across the screen. So in this case, I only need to use the sound here. It doesn't need to appear throughout the game. It's only in this block of code that I have to start it. So Greenfoot sound, let's call it, fine, bomb equals new Greenfoot sound explosion. And I think this one's a WAV file. Let me just go have a quick look here. Yes, it's a WAV file. So now I got to tell it to play, and I don't want to loop it. I just want to play it one time. So the fireball will now, upon beginning its explosion, play this sound effect with it. And again, it's not a big deal, but it may mean that the sound effect continues longer than the animation itself. So just something to think about if it matters to you. So let's put a fireball in, and then you can see the way that the sound effect is triggered after it explodes. Okay, so Mario's now running, and F was the fireball key. So, and of course we have theme music now. So anyways, I promise you the delay there is in the lag of this very ancient laptop that I work with at the school, but it does actually begin after the animation triggers an explosion. You notice that while he was zooming through here, there was no sound effect playing yet. So I think you'll have better luck on your desktop. The laptop here doesn't have a lot of resource, and I'm running the video recording software over top of it and a bunch of other things. So the only other thing I'm going to add here is Mario's kick. So I decided I would put a sound effect on the kick as well. So we're going to go into where Mario does his kick. So the place where he actually begins the kick is right here. So when the animation's updated, it triggers a new kick. So I'll put that code in here, and again, it's going to be real similar. I'm just going to build that temporarily. So I have a Greenfoot sound. It's also a WAV file this time. And I'll just say kick.play. So I actually did pull this out of Mario's actual sound effects that I found online. And we'll just test it here so you can hear that sound go as well. Okay, so now when Mario runs, there's his kick. It's a good thing it was able to happen before the theme song because it kind of gets drowned out. But anyway, that's the way it goes, and those are some of your sound effects. So if that's something you want to start adding to show me more of your skill set, then there you go. You got sounds now.